much, everyone, for staying with us. So, the People's Democratic Party in Edo State says it has filed petition at the Edo Election Petition Tribunal challenging the outcome of the September 21st governorship election in the state. The chairman of the PDP in Edo State, Mr. Anthony Azegbemi, and the Director General of the Governorship Election Campaign Council, Mr. Matthew Yodireke, says that at a briefing earlier today, that they will push forward in challenging the outcome of the election. Meanwhile, the PDP in the state has also alleged that the INEC is perhaps working in collusion with other elements in the state to ensure that the process is leading to them scrutinizing the process of the election is cutted. Let's get insight into some of these issues tonight, everyone. I'm being joined by a member of the PDP Campaign Council, and a lawyer, Anthony Ehilebo. He joins us from Benin City, is virtually joining us tonight. Thank you so much, Anthony, for joining us.
Thank you very much, Sharon, for having me.
And also
it's been a while since I've been with you.
Thank you so much. And a leader in the PDP, in the APC rather, in Edo State, a former member of the House of Assembly in Edo State, Honorable Washington Osifo, is live with me here in Asoro. It's good to see you.
Thanks for having me, Sharon. How are you?
Thank you so much indeed.
Yeah, thank you.
Since they say he who alleges need to prove, let me come to you, Mr. Anthony Ehilebo. Your party has consistently over the past days that you sense that there's something wrong with the manner in which INEC is going about its duties, and INEC has come out to say, well, this is our position. What is the sense that you have about the inspection of beavers and the materials?
Well, Sharon, it's not he who alleges. It's a statement of fact and a statement of the truth. We won the election very clearly, and we're robbed in broad daylight, brazenly. Our democracy has been thrown to the dogs, and we're left befuddled. We're left worried that is this the country, is it the democracy that we want to practice? Imagine an election where the Independent National Electoral Commission has parroted through its director of publicity that these are the measures we're going to take to give you a free, fair, and credible election. You conduct your election at the polling units, you collate there, you take that to the RAC Collection Center, you take it to the LGA Collection Center, and therefore take it to the State Collection Center. But a situation where we did this in certain local governments, and then we came towards the Edo South, and local governments like Ego, Ikpoboka, Oredo, this process was skipped from the unit collation to the ward collation. You find out that the local government collation was skipped and taken to the state collation office to collate, bypassing known INEC laws. Listen, Shehu, I remember the last time I was on your show. I think I was with a friend of mine called Atoye Ario Dari. He's late now. But I think the struggle and the fight he fought to get certain amendments into our Electoral Act are now being thrown to the dogs. We no longer can say that we have a democracy that we can be proud of. And to think about it with such pain, that some of us put our lives on the line, went to protest at the National Assembly to have these amendments made, only for INEC to come to Edo State and truncate all of these things. Look, we got orders from the election tribunal, Justice Pochi, to inspect the beavers as of 15 days ago. Last week, Monday, we approached INEC with this court judgment, this court orders, that we should inspect the beavers machine. Only for us to get to INEC offices, and they said, no, we could not inspect it on that particular day. The INEC rec is not available, it's the state rec. Remember, Shehu, we had raised our objections to this particular INEC rec, stating that where he's coming from does not give us comfort. But everybody said, relax. He said, relax. I'm going to do things according to the way it's laid out by the law. Now, by the time we got to inspection, he refused to attend to us the first day. The second day, we got another order. He invited everybody to come to INEC office, thereby causing commotion. Our forensic analyst got to INEC office, was harassed by APC thugs led by the APC chairman, Jared Tenebe. His phone was broken, he was harassed, he was beaten. Our lawyers were threatened. In fact, our lawyer his life was threatened at INEC office by the INEC chairman directly, and I'm saying this directly on TV because it was a threat that was issued to him there. The legal officer at INEC was threatened several times. People who reside around that Aduwawa area were harassed for close to a week by thugs that were mounted at INEC office. In fact, I've never seen such a brazen,
Mr. Ilaba, just for a moment, let me bring in Honorable Osifo into this conversation. Is this alien to you? Or how do you respond to what is describing that looks so bizarre?
Well, I can understand. You started by saying that he who alleges must prove. I was with him, and he repeated it to you, meaning that as a lawyer, he understood perfectly what you were talking about. In other words, what you were telling him is that facts are sacred, although opinion is free. I haven't listened to what he said. He has given opinion, not facts. What are the facts? He is aware that the election tribunal and all the issues surrounding election conduct is sui generis, meaning that it's special and it's time-bound. On the basis of their rights, having lost and they proceeded to request for the order of the tribunal to inspect election materials, it was granted. Now, in line with the order, what was granted was in sequence, inspect the voters register in that order. When APC also filed for an order for joint inspection, and it was also granted. The first day when they went, that he is saying that the INEC rec was not around. INEC rec couldn't have been aware. I am not holding forth for INEC, but this is exactly what happened. Couldn't have been aware and be waiting for you to bring an order that was not known to him as that you were even coming to the office. But there were other officers on ground. APC obtained its own order for joint inspection, for justice, for fairness, and we were there. When we got there, rather than him obey the rules of the tribunal, the order of the tribunal, namely to commence inspection from the point of voters inspecting the voters register, they opted to go for the beavers. Now, what APC simply said, having been given the right to be here from the same tribunal, what APC was saying, let us stick to the rules of the game as ordered by the tribunal. It became an issue. It became an issue. They said no. And APC said we must follow it. In that process, fought and back, that day left. When they came back the second day, they insisted that it must be. And the question was that information had gotten to the chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Jared Tenebe, and very many persons within the APC family, that whereas INEC was suspected, some elements in INEC suspected to be working with PDP, had moved the beavers material and a strange INEC register from government, loaded in government house to be inspected in INEC, and that the vehicles came in, at the night hour. And we insisted that whereas we already had a register before the election given to us by INEC and to all political parties, we suggested that the name of Iso Ngodalo was not there present. And the register they were bringing after the election must not be radically different or in any form different from the one they gave to APC and other political parties pursuant to the commencement of the election. But 6 or 7 political parties were there who agreed that the right thing to do was to stick with the old register rather than manipulate new register.
But why is your party worried and afraid? Because, Anthony, if there is going to be a transparent process and there is nothing to fear, why hold back? The question will be, he started the conversation by saying they won the election fair and square. I thought you were going to start from that point.
You know, that was why I said opinion is free, facts are sacred. if he won the election, thank God he's a lawyer. If he won the election, he feels so good about it. The proper place to go at this time, rather than coming to TV or even producing show of force in Benin, is to go to the tribunal, which the party, the PDP, has subscribed to. Now, the rule is that if you subscribe to a system, you must follow the process. You must bow to the rules. You can't complain on one hand that having gone to the tribunal to obtain an order which was given to you, you are not deviating from following it hook, line, and sinker.
So your party is not afraid to open itself up?
Afraid of what? So what my party just said is that let's follow. We didn't go to obtain the order for PDP. What my party is saying, having obtained the order, and it is sequential, follow the sequence. That is it.
All right, just a moment. Let me come back to you, Anthony. Give us a sense of what your party has found out. Because when you come out to say you won the election fair and square, the question will be, you were not declared the winner. INEC does not found you as a winner of the election. Is it something that you know that the rest of the world does not know?
Sean, it's not even the rest of the world. We have an abundance of evidence. Sean, when you tabulate the figures, even from the IREV, if you tabulate the figures, and what we've even sent to the court right now, the PDP is leading by over 40,000 votes. From the tally, when you subtract all the overvoting, you subtract some of the numbers that they have removed from collation. So now we have to look at how they manipulated the collation by taking away the process of collating at the LGA level from Ego, Ikpobaoka, and Oredo. These three local governments, keep them in mind, and go to Akoko Edo and the Esakos. We are very clear that PDP won this election by over 40,000 votes, and we have submitted this to the Election Petition Tribunal.
Do you have confidence? Do you have confidence that what you say you have is going to lead you to victory at the tribunal? Or you have some fear that you might have problem in proving it in court?
So if there's anything to go by, it's facts that are sacred. The tabulations, the collation of the results from what our forensic analysis has shown, that PDP clearly won this election by a wide margin, but by system of manipulation and connivance by some INEC staff. Shaun, let me take your mind back to an interview you did with Chief Osita Chidoka, where he asked through an FOI for the results of Kogi, Bayelsa, and Imo. And from this summation, it is very clear that there are corrupt individuals in that institution called INEC, and with the connivance of the Nigerian police force. I'm not afraid to say this is what happened in Edo State. They manipulated, convoluted results and announced to Nigerians and said, go to court. Now, in going to court, we have now met obstacles provided by Gerald Tenebe of the APC and his thugs, who have forestalled, anyway, they thought they had, but we have filed. They thought that by proving and providing themselves as obstacles at INEC office consistently throughout the day. Do you know they were writing petitions that, according to what he said, that we had Beaver's machine. Listen, Dr. Aswe Godalo, and for what he stands for a clean, fair, and transparent process. And he followed that process, marketed himself to every ward of the 192 wards in Edo State. He had people who had come out to vote. Before this election, a lot of people approached me and they would say, when we go to campaign to them, are you sure our votes will count? I said, come out and vote. We know that your votes will count. And even if they try anything, we will be there to guard and go the right way to recover this money. So I assure you, what we have presented in court, it will show a very clear lead margin of 40,253 votes.
Anthony, just for a moment, let me allow Honorable Sifa to respond. Are you worried? 40,000 margin. Well, if they take those things to court, where lies your victory?
It's not a matter of if. He just said they're already in the tribunal. There's just one body who has the constitutional backing to announce result, and that's INEC. they have announced. And you see, a bad loser will always complain. So for me, when you started by asking, am I surprised? I am not surprised. You see, the truth is that I sympathize with Aswan Ighodalo. Aswan Ighodalo didn't lose the election. Godwin Obaseki and PDP lost. Because Aswan Ighodalo, if he knows Aswan Ighodalo very well, I am sure in his private meeting with Aswan Ighodalo, because several persons are aware before the election that the result was going to be like this. Meaning that Aswan Ighodalo was going to lose because he was riding on the back of Godwin Obaseki all through the campaigns. What he did, I came here and I spoke with your colleagues in the morning show. I told them, I said, the strategy, that was even before Aswan Ighodalo won the ticket for PDP, that if he wins the ticket indeed, the strategy will be that take Obaseki behind, let him not be part of the campaign, such that the sins of Obaseki may see in his face and all that he did to Benin and all the institutions in Benin and all the political parties will not remind the people and therefore vote.
But what you are saying is actually not exactly what Anthony is inferring. He's inferring that your party rigged the election.
No. And I am saying the response to that is that my party didn't rig the election. We couldn't have rigged the election. We are even asking ought to have been more than what we got.
Is that going to be the prayer of your party at the tribunal?
My party will respond stricto sensu to the petition that they have in the tribunal. What I want to say is that his party is aware. I don't know him. I'm sure he's a stranger, like Aswan Ighodalo. So Edo people, knowing what Godwin Obaseki did to all political parties and the institution, marks one thing, that never again was a stranger going to come and separate and divide us and loot or cut away what belongs to our general welfare on behalf of those who do not live within the 4 walls of Benin. Now, he knew, and Aswan Ighodalo, I want to say, I sympathize with him, that he lost, not because he wasn't a good man or he wasn't a good material, but because he rode at the wrong time on the back of a man who had offended so much the Edo people before he came. So it was not difficult to stick them together. And all attempt to extricate himself from the problems created by Obaseki didn't work. Edo had made up their mind. For instance, how do you win? Politics is a game of number. Let nobody get any mistake from that. Half of his political party, the PDP, left for APC. The traditional institutions wasn't with him. APC, nobody left. We were standard and standing together. If you go by that alone, before the election, the result was already that, for instance, Comrade Aidan Sali Oshomole, the leader of the party, comes from Edo North. That Edo North, anytime, any day, he won it and he has been winning it. Are you now looking at Philip Shaibu, the deputy governor, who had problems with him, who helped him in 2020 to win the election, now leaving him and joining the APC? What do you expect? The vote in Edo North will be consolidated. No wonder they had 6 over 6. And if you also look at, there are other factors in Edo North. People came, you know, the Ali Mekina of this world and all of that, who was also with them in 2020, all came and joined the APC. That was 6 over 6. Now, if you come to the central, the 2 candidates, they came from there. So they had it out. At the end of the day, the vote was splitted. In any case, the votes around that area is so limited, you couldn't have decided who will win the election or otherwise. Edo South was a ring. That Edo South, that's where you have the Oba of Benin. Thank God you know Edo very well. This is where you have the Oba of Benin. This is where you have the 7 out of the 10 House of Assembly, like me, who Obaseki prevented as members of the 24. He prevented 14. 14 constituencies, and those who were supposed to be there and who were supposed to, our constituencies were crying for justice. We were just waiting to take our pound of flesh. Those who voted for us and the man prevented us, they were waiting to respond. And indeed, they responded and he lost.
Yeah. In looking at this, it's going to be an interesting time at the tribunal. If there is one election, one needs to look at the fireworks in the court. This is going to be one of it. But on your own final thought tonight, Anthony, what should Nigerians be expecting? It looks like hopes are high on your side of the divide.
Oh yes, Sean, hopes are high. But I need to respond quickly to him saying that Dr. Aswan Ighodalo is a stranger. Dr. Aswan Ighodalo has been in the fabric and fiber of Edo State politics for over 16 years. His father was one of the people that contested with Ambrose Ali and even stepped down for Ambrose Ali during the time of Ambrose Ali. I'm not even a novice in Edo State politics. I'm a leader in Igwe local government, Ward 1. So that I think that when people make such assertions, they should be very careful about how he says those kind of things. If we remember, it is governor-elect or candidate that had a godfather that was carrying him up and down and speaking for him, not Aso Ighodalo, who campaigned on his own and on his own mettle. And for all intents and purposes, Governor Obaseki did very well in Edo State, and his Governor Ighodalo, who is our own the people's governor, will come and continue that legacy. I am very certain of that, if the courts led by Justice Kekere Ekun were to give justice as it ought to be given, Aso Ighodalo is the incoming governor of Edo State. And I assure Edo State people that he will fight for that mandate for as long as he needs to keep fighting for it, and he will not let them down whenever he gets that mandate from the courts. That is a certain fact, because APC did not win this election. They intimidated people, arrested people like Collins Agbogun, the chairman of Eastern West, arrested a councillor in Eastern Northeast, arrested so many people after the elections. I had to go to the police station to bail over 40 people that the APC used rogue police officers to arrest and keep. So much intimidation, so much brazen rigging. But I can assure you that you cannot take the will of the people for granted.
Let me come back to you. Your final word. I mean, where do we go from here? You mentioned that some of you who are who were not allowed to be sworn in, and has the party paid you in any way?
No, the party. I think the party is doing something about it. You heard Comrade Adams Oshiomhole on the floor of the Senate. Talking to his colleagues and with the president of the Senate presiding, and you see how sympathetic he narrated it, even to a point he said he wouldn't want to use a word that may be seen as derogatory. No thanks to Obaseki. And even my lawyer friend that is talking, that nobody saw anything or any injury done to democracy. I'm surprised, I'm miffed at the way people are reacting, on behalf of what they say, robbing democracy because they lost elections. So, at the end of the day, the president is aware now, and the president is taking the driver's seat, and he has promised to deal with the issues of the 14 in ways that will bring justice. So we want to thank the president, for that. I want to thank the Senate president, and most especially our leader, Comrade Adams Oshiomhole, for the show of love, for the show of commitment. And I want to say that it is in our DNA to do what is right at all times. I wanted to salute the dexterity and the commitment of the other 13 members who were not sworn in. They believe in the party and they believe in the Edo project. And again, I congratulate Monday Ukpewulu, the governor-elect of Edo State.
Washington Osifo, a former member of the House of Representatives, and Anthony Ahilebo, a member of the People's Democratic Party and a lawyer. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for your time tonight.